Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Regirock. This Pokemon might be underrated in the current meta. With all of those bug types around, I kinda wanted to give this Pokemon a try now where everyone has the option to get a Regirock for the Open Great League. You just have to do a few raids and you're going to be able to get them from those current running quest line. And you can even get multiple of them. I think I got like 3 already of them for the Great League, which is really, really cool. I wanted to give this Pokemon a try because before it was quite unavailable for most of the players. Nowadays, it is not the case anymore, and that's kind of exciting. So let's see how good this Pokemon actually is. It's currently ranked 140 on PV Poke with Alarcon, Stone Edge, as well as Focus Blast. And it is actually a little bit of a unique Pokemon right now because basically most of the other Rock-type Pokemon got nerfed over time, or like the Pokemon that got like a rock type coverage in general, because most of them had like Rock Slide, which got nerfed. Then we have Pokemon like Bastion with Smackdown, which got nerfed. Like Carbink doesn't really have a lot of play recently as well, because mainly it used Rock Slide as well, which got nerfed. And so Regirock still stands there without any move really getting adjusted on this Pokemon, still having Lock-on, still having Stone Edge and Focus Blast. It's an interesting Pokemon. It's absolutely an interesting Pokemon to run. And yeah, very, very solid one here as well. As you're going to see against the Forretress, we're going to see also that this Pokemon has quite a lot of bulk. This Pokemon is going to have a bulk set of 2150 based on PV Poke, which is very, very solid. It's like not a Zermal range or anything like this, but it's a very, very bulky Pokemon. And so here we're going to go down to one of the charge moves, but we're going to be able to farm them down with our Dusknoir, which will allow us now to go for a shield against the opponent and for the Shadow Punch to win this battle. Yeah, this is going to be it for the first one. Now we can move on to the next opponent, where we will find Dunsparce. This team can struggle a little bit against Dunsparce for sure. Here we lacked one turn in the beginning, otherwise we would have got the swap out in time where I wanted to catch the Rock Slide, which would have worked out if it wasn't for the lag, which is kind of annoying. But we will see here the Marowak coming in, where we're still hopefully going to be able to go for the Focus Blast against it. We kind of getting walled here as well, but yeah, we're going to lose the MP tie and still get to another Focus Blast, which is going to be great. Let's see how this is going to go. The opponent is going to knock us out and we can go back into our Jumpluff. Oh, actually I can also go into my Dusknoir, which can go for the farm down here, trying to get some energy before we end up in a scenario where we're going to have the Dusknoir against the opponent's lead there, Dunsparce. Then we're going to have still at least some kind of coverage against this Pokemon with our, I want to say Focus Blast. It's not Focus Blast, it's Dynamic Punch. So, here we're going to have for Alligator. We were able to catch a move which was necessary in order to have at least a chance of winning this battle still. And we will see here that the Energy Ball is coming through against the opponent. This is doing some solid damage. We can still go for an Aerial Ace. And we can see here if we're going to be able to still win this battle. It's going to be a close one. The opponent is already kind of low and might be even in range at this point as well, in order to get knocked out by my fast move pressure here, by my Astonish. I need to get a little bit of energy still here against the opponent's Feraligatr, which very likely going to swap out very soon. We're going to have here now 2 Shadow Punches stored. And as we'll see, the opponent is going to let the first Shadow Punch already go through, which allows me now to go for the full farm down. But they sadly still have a charge move here. And again, I do think actually if I would have been able to get the catch in the beginning, I most likely had a better chance here of winning this battle. But it is what it is. Let's move on to the next opponent. Here we're going to see a Jumpluff mirror matchup, but because most people are running the double flying type moveset on this Pokemon, I decided to swap out of here and catch the move on to my rock type, which is kind of nice here. We're going to have the Stone Edge coming through, they're going to catch it on to the Drapion, but this is not an issue really because it's still the best move I can go for. I know I should be able to still survive a hit from the opponent as well. And I can still go for another Stone Edge, which is going to force a shield against the opponent, which is absolutely fantastic. No point of shielding here. They would outspeed me to even another move afterwards as well. So like there's literally 0 point of me going for a shield. Then I can let this move go through here as well, trying to then go back into my Jumpluff and trying to see what I can do with this Pokemon. Let's see here, the Aerial Ace is going to be not enough to knock them out yet, but we are not even going to be able to go for the full farm now, which is quite unfortunate, but I still rather let this move go through than Acrobatics. Acrobatics would do a little bit more damage, and the Jumpluff from the opponent comes in here, where I can now go ahead, go for another Aerial Ace. I don't get the shield from the opponent, and I decide to go ahead and go for my own shield, just in case it is that Acrobatics, I rather want to go for a shield. I'm going to be able to get them kind of low, and if I get them low, I can also decide to swap out then into my Dusknoir here to try to go for the full farm down with all the fast move pressure that we're going to have here. As we will see, they're going to have a prime map in the back. We're of course going to be forced to go for the shield here first and try to go for back-to-back shield punches, but it's not going to work out, sadly. We are not going to be able to get there in time, which is quite unfortunate, as we will see here now the Jumpluff coming in. Can we go for the farm down though? We can go for the farm down somehow, and we will be able to win the battle like this. Moving on to the next opponent here, we're going to encounter Magcargo in the lead. We're going to stop out here into our Dunsparce because it's going to be the one that's a bit weaker against this Pokemon. So like I would rather have my Regirock against the opponent's Magcargo. That's a rather swap out into my Dunsparce. At the end of the day, yeah, usually our safe swap is going to be the Regirock on this team, but in a case like this, it's just better to go for the Dunsparce just to have still your better Pokemon in the back. That's all. Actually, I see some people are getting confused. Like, why do you not go into the best Pokemon? Because the opponent has the option to still swap out of there, and they're very likely going to swap out, like we see as well with the Jellicent. And so now I still going to have my harder answer to the Magcargo in the back with the Regirock. And hopefully Regirock is going to be able to do something nice in this game. Let's see if this is gonna work out for us here. We all have here the Aerial Ace coming through against the opponent. And we will also see here that we can swap out straight away into our Regirock, into the Magcargo. They're going to have access now to Rock Tomb, which is going to drop our attack guaranteed. But as you see here, we have some solid bulk and we can survive a hit. And we can also go for our own charge move now, which is going to be quite nice, as we will see here as well. The opponent is going to go for their next own charge move as well. I'm going to have to use a shield here. I'm -2 attack at this point, and they're going to show that they have a Raccoonite in the back. This is going to be a very difficult matchup for us, generally speaking, but let's see, we still have the option here to still win. We're going to swap out into the Jumpluff, and Jumpluff will be able to go for another Aerial Ace, but it's not going to be enough to knock them out. Can we still go to another one? Not before they go for their own charge move, but what this will allow us now is force the Bug Buzz from the opponent. So they're going to be dry on energy, and I can overfarm by a little bit, but I can also not overfarm by that much more, because if they go for a Bubble Beam, game is over. And so this is going to be a very close one, but Regirock survives with a few HP, gets the Stone Edge off, and wins us the battle here. Good game to the opponent. Well, let's see here. We're going to have Forretress, and this is actually going to be an interesting one because it's something that I want to showcase on the channel as well, which I was talking about actually in a previous video, like literally in the first week, where I was asking people on what they think about a Pokemon that actually most likely is better with their old moveset compared to their new one. This is actually, in my opinion, a Volt Switch on the Forretress. This is going to be something that I'm going to take a look at very soon as well on the channel, so definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, basically, Volt Switch on Forretress makes a lot of sense in order to generate energy faster and counter other Bug-type Pokemon a little bit easier as well. As you're going to get better, like faster to the Rock Tomb, and you're just going to have a better matchup in the Mirror matchup as well with it. So there's just a lot of benefits of going for exactly this kind of moveset. And so we're going to see here as well, we're going to have the Jellicent now against us. There's always 1 HP. This is like kind of one unfortunate thing about yeah, Regirock. We're not going to be able to two-shot the Jellicent. Like always, they're going to survive with a few HP. And because we just don't have the fast move pressure because of course, Locker not being the strongest fast move in terms of fast move pressure, it's going to be yeah, a little bit of a trickier one there sometimes. As you see though, the opponent is going to have here the Jellicent. We're going to be able to go for the Aerial Ace against the opponent. This is going to get the shield. I can try to go for another one, but I would be forced to go for a charge shield here as well, which I was thinking if this is better or not, but I was thinking it might be better for me just to get here a ton of energy for the next matchup instead of having yeah, basically the HP advantage on the Dunsparce. I thought that it was better for me to have the energy advantage. We're going to be able to go for the Dynamic Punch, which does do way more damage than actually the Shadow Punch, but we sadly are not going to be able to knock them out. Forretress, generally speaking, is a very, very bulky Pokemon, so it wasn't too surprising to me there. But yeah, as we will see here, the opponent is going to be able to win, and we can move on to the next one. Dedenne is going to be a bit more of a Pokemon that's going to be a bit trickier as well for this team. As we will see, we're going to be able to go for an Energy Ball against the opponent. That is going to be alright. That's going to allow us to get some solid damage in. And I'm going to swap out on my Regirock because Regirock, again, has very solid bulk. And we're going to get out the Jellicent. As we saw, sadly, in the matchup previously, it's not going to be the best matchup ever. It's really not going to be the best matchup ever. And so we're going to be able to go for another Stone Edge, but we're never going to be able to actually knock them out, which is quite unfortunate. But let's see here. The opponent is going to have still a few HP left there, and they're going to go for the Surf, but they have to go for another Surf to knock me out, and they go for that extra Surf. I thought of maybe just shielding and farming them down, but I don't think it would have actually helped me in any kind of way. So I'm going to get the energy advantage with my Jumpluff. In comes now most likely the Dedenne again, exactly, the Dedenne again. And I just gonna hope that I'm gonna be able to win with my Dunsparce here, trying to go for the full farm down. But as you see, the opponent's still gonna get to another charge move. Eventually we have to at least shield here, and this is going to be a bit tricky. We have to go for a charge move here actually, because they just barely get to their parabolic charge now. They use a shield. I have to use a shield here and farm them down. Hopefully this is going to work. Let's see if this is actually going to work for us. We're going to be able to get out the Credilli from the opponent. Please be... please shield here? They do shield. Can I still get to the dynamic punch? I have to catch the move. I can catch the move. This is so huge here. It's going to be the Rock Tomb most likely. It's the Grass Knot though. That is actually a bit more unfortunate unless I can go for those 2 energy balls. Can I get to the next one in time as well? I know I can survive the next fast moves, but I'm not too sure if I'm gonna get there in time, because I could have went for the charge move, but I get there in time, knock the opponent out, and win the battle. So, let's see. We're gonna have here Jellicent against Jumpluff apparently. This bug happened, I think, 3 times to me, where I just couldn't see anything from the opponent, like literally on my side and on the opponent's side. So yeah. The game is so fixed now, like it was kind of mad. Like this happened multiple times to me, and it was kind of unfortunate because I was like, would be kind of cool to just see Pokemon. It would be kind of cool to see like the fast moves. If you lag on any of the turns there, nobody will ever know because you don't see the opponent. But yeah, I don't know if this is an issue that you have as well. It's since the new update, where lag generally is a bit better. Like I don't really want to complain too much about lag here, because here I guess I should have knocked the opponent out. I would have not got hit by the Earthquake as well. I would have been able to farm on the Jellicent, by the way. They should have not got to the Earthquake there. I should have been able to farm them all the way down. So I guess I can complain about lag there, but it is the game we sadly play. Also, yeah, we see Impeta here. I guess I lose Impeta against the opponent's Jellicent. And they can go hopefully not for the knockout here. Hopefully it's just going to be the Surf. I don't really want to get knocked out. It is going to be the Shadow Ball. We still survive, luckily. And the opponent is going to let the move go. It's going to be Regirock against the Stunfisk, and we're going to lose that anyway. Maybe without the lag, I actually still had a chance though. But again, we will never know. It's alright. I'm not gonna... Yeah, it is what it is. We will have here the Drapion against Jumpluff. It's one thing, by the way, that bothers me a little bit though. I would like to be a little bit higher on ranking, but currently, like, the last week was unplayable for me. Like, literally straight up. I saw a lot of other people that had the same issue. Now it's kind of a little bit better though, so I hope I can climb a little bit more. I want to play some fun stuff though as well still, so it's not gonna be just meta teams coming up on the channel. I wanted to play with some funnier Pokemon that got buffed. There's gonna be a lot coming on this channel here as well still, so definitely stay tuned for that. You're going to have the Primeape. Primeape used to shield against the Rock type move, which is kind of alright for us. But as we will see here, we're going to be able to go into our Jumpluff now. Jumpluff will be able to take the hit still. But we have to basically let both of the moves go through. I think they have 100 energy at this point. And so it's going to be a little bit scarier for our other Pokemon here as well, the Dusknoir. I have to go for the full farm down, but I hope they only have to use a 1 shield, not 2. But I'm not too sure because they're definitely going to have quite a lot of things here still. Yeah, we will see here that we're going to be able to still go for the next charge move there as well. This is going to be the Shadow Punch coming through. I can use a shield against the opponent, which is going to be alright. The Icy Wind is coming in, and I can still reach the Dynamic Punch in time. This is going to be good for us as well here. This is going to knock out the opponent's Dugong, but can we still win the battle? We had -1 attack. We cannot swap out at all. We cannot farm on the Drapion, and with that we sadly lose the final battle. So yeah. Regirock is cool, most likely more in limited mass though, not so much in the Open Great League. This is going to be it for this video today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.